Hey, what up, friendos? Welcome back. Come with me on a magical, mystical journey where we once again get to point and laugh at the crypto bros and tell them we were right all along. And they didn't know how wrong they were because they were just fully blinded by the fucking coins that they thought they could pick up while playing a video game. You know, playing. None of these people play games. They just want to invest in something early. When I say invest, obviously, I mean gamble on something early. Anything that says the right things that they can get in early enough, and then they put it in their bio. They constantly talk about it. They say, this is the future of video games. And then they realize they're fucking wrong. They lost all their money because they're greedy. And then they think that they have some kind of restitution because the blockchain or something. I don't fucking know. Let's talk about it. The Forgotten Runiverse just announced that they are... This is kind of like the whole Chronicles of Valeria situation. They've announced that they're closing the game, but they're not closing the game, but they're not working on the game. They have no money, but the game's going to come back one day. We shuttered the studio. We didn't shutter the studio. Oh, don't sue us, maybe. It's kind of like that whole scenario. So this is the game that obviously all the crypto bros are lamenting the closure of. And again, I will say the same thing I always say when I see one of these games. If you showed me this on Kickstarter and it was a pledge of like, give us $1 and this game will definitely launch and you'll get an early access key on Steam, or this game is released on Steam now, early access, it's $10 and there's no cryptocurrency or NFTs, I'd be like, okay, cool, this looks right up my alley, right? Pixel art, you're a wizard, Harry. Here's you killing creatures. Apparently it's multiplayer as well, because of course it is people to buy the NFTs. But if you told me this had no NFTs, like, cool looking game, right? I mean, looks good. Turn-based combat, cool enemies, it is what it is. But then of course you tell me it's cryptocurrency and NFTs, and I'm like, fuck no, you failed. You know, you lose, sir. You do not pass go. Do not collect $50. Straight to jail. And they obviously did fail because after careful consideration, we've made the difficult decision to take the game offline until further notice. Over the past few months, we've faced a number of overwhelming challenges. While our team worked tirelessly and was initially able to overcome many of these obstacles, we've reached a point where it no longer makes sense financially to maintain the game in a live environment in its current state. That said, we want to be absolutely clear. We are not abandoning the Runiverse. This world means a great deal to us and to all of you who have supported it. Our intention is to return to the Runiverse in the future, stronger, better resourced, and able to deliver the experience this community deserves. So we've got no money. We're closing down the game, but trust us, we're definitely coming back later. This just stinks of we're just leaving the door open in case somehow, you know, we can come back later and sell a bunch of stuff again and make a bunch of money. Because if you get a bunch of money to do something, then you're in the process of doing it. And at any point you need to shut it down and either fire people, sell assets, you know, move on to do other things. You're not suddenly just going to pick back up where you left off and succeed, are you? Like, that's typically not how a business works. I mean, maybe 1 in a million does that. But, you know, realistically, if you're closing down a studio or stopping work on a product or like a video game, you're not just going to come back to it later, are you? Like, that's just common sense. So despite the outcome, we're incredibly proud of what the community accomplished together. Remember this, by the way. Remember what the community has accomplished for in a minute, because this is about to get real fucking funny or sad if you're a Runiverse investor. During the new Foundation's beta and launch period, we saw over 250,000 real players explore. None of them fucking stuck around or gave us $1 for it, of course, after they saw the game. Otherwise, this wouldn't be happening. You'll see this no end of times. What these people do is they go, oh my god, look at how many people came and tried our game. Yeah, but none of them stuck around, did they? Like, it doesn't... Fucking 100,000 concurrent players logged on High Guard the other day. How many's on that now? Like 7k or something. Like, it doesn't matter how many people try your game if they don't want to continue fucking playing it or give you money to continue developing it. Like, it's largely irrelevant. It doesn't really mean anything other than patting yourself on the back for failing, which is fine. You know, not everything succeeds. We've seen this a million times, especially in the cryptocurrency gaming world. You know, the Web3 video games. Oh, look at how good we did. You failed. You didn't release a product. Nobody's playing it. It couldn't earn money despite being one of the most predatory environments in existence. You know, there's fucking casinos less predatory than cryptocurrency games. So those moments, seeing the world come alive at scale, reminded us what this project is capable of becoming. Not, of course. We also want to extend a heartfelt thanks to the Pixels team, who have been incredible partners from the very first day of our collaboration. Their support, collaboration, belief in this vision have meant more to us than we can express. In the meantime, all servers will be taken offline effective tomorrow at end of day. The game will remain inaccessible while we evaluate the path forward. Your progress and account data will be securely preserved. We'll share updates if/when we have substantial news to report. Thank you to every player. Blah, 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 blah. It's the Runiverse isn't gone. It's merely resting. It's with you at all times. The Runiverse is in the room with you, and we'll see you when you sleep. We'll see you again when the time's right, with gratitude. And then I do just want to point out this comment because it's funny. Was rough. I think the game was solid, just was really hard to function with the ecosystem not really supporting the game, and no real paths to earnings for its players. And you motherfuckers wonder why these things fail. The game didn't fail because there was no path to earnings. Because what people in the Western world that can, you know, get a job want to turn the hobby of playing a video game, make it worse to earn almost no money. It just doesn't exist. This is such a fucking crazy pipe dream. It has been the entire time. I think you can make something where you can play the game, and by virtue of playing the game, some stuff that you get in it might be worth something eventually. You know why I think that? Because it already fucking exists. I've said this a million times. It's called Counter-Strike. It's called Dota. They exist. You can play Counter-Strike. The other day, right, I logged in an alt of mine that I played Counter-Strike on like 6 years ago, and it had $500 worth of old cases on it that I can just sell right now and just have $500 on my Steam account where I can just buy stuff. You know what? I also discovered, I logged on my normal I didn't log on my normal Steam account. It's always logged in. But I looked, and there was an item that I bought for $7 like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was worth $450 now. Like, this exists. It's already there. You're trying to make something, reinvent the wheel, but you're doing it all wrong. Because what Counter-Strike did first was have a successful game for 20 fucking years, and then you have this thing that is completely tertiary to the video game being good. Whereas you're saying, oh, we'll just make a game from the ground up where everyone who plays it does so because they earn money. You're insane. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This will never, ever happen. It cannot. It's basically almost completely opposite to the fun of playing a game. You know, the absolute trailblazers, as this guy points out, the trailblazers. Now, what people are saying is there's drama abound because, as with most of these crypto projects, they have a DAO. What is a DAO, Kira? If you're new here, a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. What's that? Well, it's a fancy word for saying we all circle jerk that we control something here. We're making a video game, it's blockchain, and we're going to have a DAO, and the DAO is going to decide. They're going to use their voting power that they purchased, by the way, real fucking democratic. We purchase these tokens or whatever the voting mechanism is, and then when something we want something to happen, we put it to a vote, and everyone puts their token voting power in and says, I vote yes, I vote no, let's do this, let's do that. But no end of time so far. Almost every time I see a DAO mentioned, it's in the context of the DAO saying we want this to happen, and then the people who actually run the company, the traditional people who have control of all the assets in the game or the protocol or whatever, just go, I know we said we were going to let you vote on these things, and you did technically get to vote, but actually we're going to do what we want to do, so fuck you, you're useless. This was a con job the whole time. So when the DAO requested IP transfer, So you've said you're not developing the game anymore. We are the decentralized autonomous organization, decentralized because we're all, these individual components voting on this thing. We've come together and we voted overwhelmingly so that you give us the IP now because that's the deal. We are, we represent the voting majority. And then the team have gone, nah, we fuck this whole blockchain thing. Fuck the whole democratic process of having an organization that has this voting power. We're just going to do what we want, like any company ever. Wow, you've really shown us, guys. You've really shown the gamers that there's a way forward where the gamers have the power and you can buy your assets and you can own them on chain. No longer will a game developer be able to take them away from you. Fucking Limfao, Lamau, Roffle. It's just the same thing with extra steps and you wasted more money. That's what you've proven to us. Like we said originally, what we've been saying for 6 years now. Wild. So the founders have denied the request, citing potential future sale of IP. So we're not going to give it you. We said we're coming back, but we're not going to give it to you to continue development because we might sell it. Who's going to buy it? Failed game that nobody plays. Yeah. Big value. Community claims DAO has effectively sustained the project for 1 to 2 years. Questions around team run weight and salaries during hiatus went unanswered. So here's the whole thing. The Forgotten Runes DAO / community, the ones carrying the project for the last 1 to 2 years, after the team finally announced they were on a, quote, hiatus. They've been on the hiatus for 2 years, by the way. The DAO requested for the IP ownership to be transferred to them to continue the project. The team denied the IP transfer request since they want to cash in if there are willing buyers. The team is also leaving it open for them to come back and run one more grift to max extract from their community once again if given the opportunity. Fool me one time, shame on me. Yeah, I'm just thinking of the George W. Bush quote, and I was going to do the whole J. Cole. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on me. Fool me 3 times, fuck the peace sign. But obviously we can't finish that because then it sounds like I'm doing some kind of incitement. But you know what I'm saying, right? They've already taken your money. They've already, we're closing the game, we're not closing the game, we might sell the game. If they ever did come back and anybody gives them money, I don't say this often, you truly deserve it. You someone else was going to get you, absolutely. There's something going on. You absolutely deserve it if they get you again. If it's the same people, if you're gotten in the same industry again, you deserve it. But if the same people get you again, I think this whole investing thing's not for you. Like, probably just move on. Go and fucking buy the S&P 500 or something. This whole crypto thing, it's clearly not your forte. So when asked about the remaining runway and if the team will be paying themselves salary during their hiatus, the team ignored the question and spewed some BS about it's not about runway. We all know the answer to this. For these 3 clowns, and then he links the art of the people, the Twitter usernames, it was always about the money and how much they could max extract from their community. Don't give them your hard-earned money if and when these clowns decide to come back to run another grift. They always do. I mean, it's all the same people in crypto every time. You see the same names. Sometimes they change their names. They get discovered to be the same people. Same shit the whole time. I'm not ready to fully give the IP away. Here's the screenshots that are in there. I'm not ready to give the IP to the DAO. Personally, I want to retain optionality for the future. What does that mean? If the future brings interesting opportunities, we'll figure out a way to seize them. It doesn't seem they will, but we still love the project. I don't know. The crypto industry is a way of innovating new and surprising things every so often, so maybe that will be a new opportunity for FRWC in the future. But unfortunately, the current state of the tech does not have a stable cash flow model for a business. What do I even say? I'm struggling for words. There's a sustainable model for video games to make money. It's called make a video game that people like to play and then sell them things in the video game. We've been doing it. Even just sell the video game. We've been doing this now for quite a while. It exists. But then, of course, you add in all this other garbage, and despite having the actual ability to have cash flow, because you're selling a ton of shit, you missed out the key component, making something that anybody gives a fuck about, that anybody wants to play. Because, again, nobody's heard of this in the real gaming world. It's just a bunch of people on crypto Twitter being like, oh yeah, this project's right good. Has anybody heard of it other than people that put money in? No, nobody's heard of this shit. Never, ever. Any of these things as a normal person heard about it. It's just people that have invested or that are looking to invest or have been told by somebody else, oh, this thing that I invested in is great. And then it closes down, inevitably, every fucking time. It's less about runway, more about not seeing a viable business path forward. The TV show went through a turbulent series of ups and downs, as is typical in show business. As for the script, I've got a lot written. So they were trying to do a TV show as well. Of course they were. Can't just fail at making one thing. Got to fail at making fucking everything. Truly Dunning-Krugered out their mind, as usual. It's like fucking Amazon Game Studios. Oh, we'll not only make the best video game ever in the hardest genre to compete ever, at a time where there's just amazing games coming out constantly and the fucking competition is insane, out of this world. We'll do that while we make our own engine, while we build multiple studios, while we do multiple projects, while we work on the engine. And we'll also build all of these services and tools so that we can sell the back end as well. We'll just do everything because we absolutely can. But of course, with Amazon, they have almost infinite money to throw at it and then still fail. With these guys, they just have their fucking helmeted head to throw at the wall, I guess. And then this guy goes on to show how much money these guys raised. Tens of millions of dollars via a slow rug, which basically means they didn't just take the money and run away. They spun their wheels and managed to make a bunch. Wizards mint 700 plus Ethereum. Warriors mint 1800 plus Ethereum. Beasts auction 500 plus Ethereum. Shadows mint 120 Bitcoin. Land sale VC raise 5 to 20 million undisclosed. Undisclosed bag from Ronin, the same Ronin, by the way, that was hacked by North Korea and lost like $500 million or whatever a few years ago. Of course, just for context, guys. Road to Nowhere TV show crickets. XP token crickets. Donut rewards cricket. This sounds like fucking what even is this? Donut rewards, souls in game, lure, the Runiverse game, huge failure, no updates, comic. They were doing everything. TV show, comic, video game. Just make something. Like, fuck me, make something. Either way, I think we can leave it there. It's always going to be funny to me when these guys think, oh yeah, we're all part of this together. They've given us the power. We own this thing. We can vote. We can change the future. We're involved. Yeah, right up until you stop giving them money, and then you're about as involved as everyone is when a company says, "Nah, actually, we'll do what the fuck we want to do." It does make me laugh that a lot of these crypto things, they all call themselves a cult, and they think that's, I don't know, like a cool thing or whatever, or maybe it's to weed out the normies and be like, oh yeah, cult's a bad thing. But then it always turns out that they are kind of like a cult because everyone screams that they're the best thing ever, and you know this is going to work out, and they have all the stuff in their profile that makes them like a member that you can visibly identify, and they attack anyone who disagrees or a dissenting opinion because they need the thing to work because they're so financially tied to it. Like their literal financial future and freedom is tied to this thing. And then inevitably things go wrong and these people have a fucking meltdown. Either way, it's always funny to see exactly what we knew was going to happening. And like I said in a recent video a few weeks ago, the rate at which these crypto games that were getting funding 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 years ago are failing is just speeding up exponentially. They're all running out of money. Nobody's giving them any more. Money's moving around in cryptocurrency. Money's flowing out of cryptocurrency. VCs are no longer putting in money. These things are just collapsing one after another. And there is zero success here. The only success is the people who were making the thing that was selling people a bunch of NFTs for something that didn't exist, that had no proof of concept, that had no even successful working model to point at. They all get to fucking have millions of dollars that they paid amongst their team, or maybe the founders get a bunch of that money or whatever, or they got a bunch of tokens that they later sell without people knowing, and they get to retire rich and everyone else just gets fucked. I mean, it is what it is. We'll be back here again, guys. We'll be back here. You know, I could make one of these videos every day looking at a different one of these projects. I have a bunch of them bookmarked, so you know, we'll be back again. We'll be having the same discussion, hopefully with some more funny things going on. Sucks, I guess, if you were invested in this, but at the same time, you think you're on the frontier, right? If you're doing this, what you're doing is gambling money on something that is an insane prospect. We're not only going to make a great video game, but we're going to make it with technology gamers hate, and we're going to bring enough people in that it's going to make a bunch of money. And originally it will bring all the gamers in. Then it was, oh, we don't need the gamers because there's enough people in crypto that are interested in gaming. And yet not a single one of these games has managed to get either population, because again, there aren't enough people in the crypto world that want to play a game. They just want to make money and extract the maximum amount of value out of the thing that they claim to love, you know. Either way, thanks for watching as always. Hopefully you enjoyed. There is now a working Discord link in the video description if you want to join. Come suggest content, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the crypto bros getting fucking monumentally owned yet again. And you know, check out Patreon if you want to give me some money. I guess there's no simpler way to put that. And Game Subs, if you want to use my code, you'll get a discount. I'll get a kickback. Win-win. I'll see you next time. Peace.